Welcome to The Clue. Today we tell the story of Dr. Walter Rodney, a man of courage, a man of ideas, a man who gave his life for truth and justice. Walter Rodney was born on March 23, 1942 in Georgetown, Guyana. His childhood unfolded in a small South American nation still under the grip of British colonial rule. Georgetown was a city of contrast, elegant colonial buildings standing beside crowded working-class neighborhoods. So Rodney grew up in this environment, surrounded by inequality but yet filled with curiosity. From a young age, Rodney loved books. He devoured history. He devoured literature. He devoured philosophy. He wanted to understand why some nations were rich while others remained poor. He wanted to know why Europe flourished, He wanted to know why Africa and the Caribbean struggled. These questions shaped his destiny. So as a student, Rodney was brilliant. He won scholarships and excelled academically. His journey took him to the University of the West Indies in Jamaica, where he studied history. Later, he traveled to London, enrolling at the School of Oriental and African Studies. So by the age of 24, Rodney had earned his PhD in African history. His doctoral research focused on slavery and colonialism, tracing the brutal systems that had shaped centuries of exploitation. Rodney's ideas were powerful because they were clear. He explained that Europe's wealth was built on the backs of enslaved Africans and colonized peoples. His groundbreaking book, How Europe Underdeveloped Africa, published in 1972, became a manifesto for liberation. In the book, Rodney argued that colonial powers drained Africa's resources, leaving nations impoverished. He showed how exploitation was not accidental but systematic, a deliberate design to enrich Europe at Africa's expense. This book was more than history. It was a weapon, Students, activists, and leaders across Africa, the Caribbean, and beyond embraced it. Rodney gave them language to describe their struggle. He gave them evidence to fight back. But Rodney was not just a scholar hidden in libraries. He was a teacher of the people. In Jamaica, he spoke directly to workers, farmers, and the poor. He believed knowledge should remain locked in universities. He believed knowledge must be shared with everyone. His speeches were electrifying, He explained complex ideas in simple words. He connected history to everyday life. The Jamaican government, however, saw him as dangerous. So in 1968, after attending a Black Power conference in Canada, Rodney was banned from re-entering Jamaica. The government feared his influence on the poor and the working class. This decision sparked massive protests known as the Rodney Riots. Students and workers poured into the streets demanding justice. The riots shook Jamaica, proving Rodney's ideas had real power. So by the early 1970s, Rodney returned to Guyana. His homeland was now independent, but independence had not brought freedom. The country was ruled by Forbes Burnham, a leader accused of corruption and dictatorship. Rodney saw poverty everywhere. He saw racial division between Afro-Guyanese and Indo-Guyanese communities. He saw democracy slipping away. So Rodney refused to stay silent. He helped form the Working People's Alliance, that is the WPA. This was not just another political party, it was a movement. It united workers, farmers, students, and intellectuals. It called for democracy, equality, and racial unity. Rodney became the voice of the people. His speeches drew crowds. His words gave hope. He believed ordinary people could change history. He believed Afro-Guyanese and Indo-Guyanese must stand together. He believed workers must demand their rights. Rodney was not preaching theory. He was building a revolution. Walter Rodney was more than a historian. He was a fighter. He believed that truth must challenge power. In Guyana, Rodney spoke openly against the government. He criticized Burnham's authoritarian rule. He exposed corruption. He demanded free elections. He wanted ordinary citizens to have a voice in shaping their future. The government saw him as a threat. They tried to silence him. Rodney was arrested multiple times, His passport was seized. He was harassed by police, yet he refused to stop. He continued to speak at rallies. He continued to speak in villages, and he continued to speak on the streets. Rodney's message was simple but radical. Guyana belonged to its people, not to the politicians. He believed Afro-Guyanese and Indo-Guyanese must unite against oppression. He believed workers must stand together across racial lines. He believed democracy was the only path forward. The WPA grew stronger. Students joined, trade unions joined, farmers joined. Rodney became a symbol of hope, but hope is dangerous to dictators. By 1980, Guyana was tense. The WPA was gaining support. The government feared losing power. Rodney was under constant surveillance. He knew his life was in danger, but yet he continued. He once declared, the people must be mobilized. The struggle must go on. Rodney's courage inspired many, but it also sealed his fate. So on June 13, 1980, tragedy struck. Rodney was killed in Georgetown. A bomb exploded in his car. The device was reportedly handed to him by a member of the Guyanese military. He was only 38 years at the time. His death shocked the nation. Thousands attended his funeral. People cried openly. People marched in anger. People demanded justice, but justice never came. His killer was never officially punished. For many, Rodney's assassination was a political act. A deliberate attempt to silence a man who spoke too much truth. His death symbolized the dangers faced by those who challenge power. But even in death, Rodney's influence grew. His martyrdom made him immortal in the hearts of his supporters. His ideas spread further. His voice echoed louder. Walter Rodney is gone, but his ideas live forever. Rodney's life was short, but his impact was immense. His book, How Europe Underdeveloped Africa, remains a classic. It explains how colonialism shaped the modern world. It shows why inequality persists. It gives people the tools to understand history and fight for justice. In Guyana, Rodney is remembered as a martyr. Streets bear his name. Schools teach his story. Activists honor his courage. In 2021, the government of Guyana finally acknowledged that his death was political. His family continues to fight for truth and recognition. Worldwide, Rodney is respected as one of the greatest Caribbean thinkers. He stood with the poor. He stood with workers. He stood with Africa. He stood with justice. His message is timeless, that knowledge must be shared, that power must be challenged, that people must unite. Rodney's life teaches us that ideas are stronger than bullets. His death was meant to silence him, but instead, it made his voice louder. So today, his writings continue to inspire movements for justice. Activists fighting equality in Africa, the Caribbean, and beyond still quote Rodney. His vision of unity across race and class remains relevant. His insistence that ordinary people must shape their destiny continues to guide struggles worldwide. Walter Rodney reminds us that history is not just about kings and presidents. History is about the people. It is about the workers. It is about the farmers. It is about the students and communities. Rodney believed they were the true makers of history. His story is a warning and a lesson. A warning that those who challenge power may pay the ultimate price. A lesson that courage and ideas can outlive oppression. Walter Rodney's story is not just history. It is a reminder that courage, knowledge, and unity can change the world. His voice was silenced, but his ideas live on. And now, it is up to us to carry them forward. If this story moved you, don't let it end here. Share Rodney's message with others. Read his work, especially how Europe underdeveloped Africa. Stand up against injustice wherever you see it. And for this channel, if you believe in stories that challenge power and reveal truth, subscribe to The Clue. Like this video to spread Rodney's legacy. Comment below with your thoughts on Walter Rodney's life and what his struggle means today, because history is not just about the past. It is about the choices we made now. Walter Rodney showed us that one person can inspire a nation. One idea can live forever. The question is, what will you do with that idea? Thanks for watching. I'm going to see you in the next one.